Konnichiwa everyone, this is Whycare and welcome back to my another Genshin Impact video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my research and analysis on the new character, which is our new Electro Archon, the Booba Sword Maiden, Raiden Shogun Bao. Alright then, let's understand how Shoguns work. Okay, so for the first thing we need to know is how Shogun's elemental skill work. As you can see here, the Raiden Shoguns unveil a shot of her Utimia and deal AoE electro damage to nearby opponents when you use it. So as you can see here, the skill damage is 164%. So if you cast an elemental skill, you will burst out an initial AoE electro damage, as you can see the number here. Next, it will also buff your team a coordinate attack that deal electro AoE damage whenever Shoguns herself or other members in the same team deal damage. Dealing damage includes every attack, elemental skills, and elemental bursts. So as you can see here for the skill attributes, coordinate attack damage will be 1/3 of the initial skill damage. In my case, it will deal around 3.5k because I deal around 10k for the initial skill damage. And it has 25-second duration and it procs every 0.9 seconds, which is a pretty good damage dealing ability for your whole team. Other than that, it also buffs the other character elemental burst damage based on their energy cost of their elemental burst. So if you are at level 6 like me, it will increase the elemental burst damage for 0.27% per energy cost. If we do a quick math here, for elemental burst that costs 60 energy, we will get a total 16.2% elemental burst damage buff. Let's see if it's real. And so I've prepared a demo with my weak charm, range type elemental burst for comparison. So based on our calculation just now, we would have 16.2% more damage if we have Shogun's buff. So a quick math here to check is it true. So for the actual damage bonus, we only get half the damage bonus based on our initial calculation. Maybe there are some other calculations like the enemy defense, the enemy hydro resistance, or it might be my personal miscalculation, or it might be a bug so that we get free Primogems. You might think that the buff damage does not help at all, but for those who elemental bursts have 80 or more energy cost, it will have a huge difference. As you can see here, I'm using Xingqiu's elemental burst as an example. So Xingqiu has 80 energy cost for his elemental burst. If we do a quick math here, you could see the big difference. 16 damage buff is a huge buff for your overall damage. So if I assume Xingqiu elemental burst will release 50 of his Guhua range sword, we will have a total 24k damage buff for Xingqiu elemental burst. Even though based on my calculation it should have 21.65% damage buff, but 16% is pretty good already. Next, it says that the coordinate attack generated by character not controlled by you will only deal 20% of the damage. This effect only affects the core mode and not the single player mode. As you can see in the short clip here, my Bao's use E is 2k with the crit. But now my friend Shogun's use his elemental skill, it overrides my elemental skill. And my coordinate attack damage only deal 200 now. So 4 Shoguns in a single world sucks. But yeah, nobody's gonna care if you are in love with the character, right? So next we will be analyzing Shogun's elemental burst. Oops, sorry, I focused the wrong section. So for Shogun elemental burst, you need to gather the Truth Outnumbered and Vicious, which you can gather from elemental orb particles and elemental burst cost from other characters. And when you reach the full stack, which is 60, you will be able to unleash the maximum damage for Musou Ishin. So if you see the circle seal stem are fully light up, means your Musou Ishin is fully charged and you are ready to unleash the maximum damage of Musou Ishin. Next will be Shogun first talent, which is allowing her to charge Musou Ishin from gaining elemental orbs. Then for the next talent, every energy recharge that are more than 100% will have this effect. Each percent provide you 0.6% energy restoration from Musou Ishin and 0.4% of electro damage bonus, which means you will get tons of electro damage bonus, and your elemental burst is always at uptime if you have 250 energy charge or more. Next, how should you use Raiden Shogun Burs in your team? So the first thing is she is not the main DPS that you will be using eternally on the field. So to use her, the first thing you need to do is use your Shogun's elemental skill to buff the damage of all your other characters' elemental bursts. Then swap out other characters, use their elemental burst to charge your Musou Ishin as much as possible. Then now you are ready to strike Shogun's elemental burst, and you will have the initial damage, the nuke damage. After that, you have a buff form like Shao that you will increase a tons of damage, and for every normal attack and charge attack that you hit, you recover the elemental burst for every character in your team. So once you have finished using Shogun's Musou Ishin's form, then you should swap out Shoguns and use other character instead until your Musou Ishin's cooldown is finished. So in this section, I will be sharing with you the best weapon that you could use, Shogun. Before I share with you the weapon comparison, let me show you my stats on my Shogun. As you can see, I have around 2k attack, 59% crit rate and 100% crit damage with around 300% of energy recharge. Even though I'm not showing here, but my electro damage bonus has around 121%. The stat is actually pretty weak, the crit damage is very low, so the artifact stats still need to be improved. So before I do the comparison for the weapons, the artifact that I'm using is Emblem of Silver Fate. Alright, let's start test with each 5-star polearm that I have and one Harmonious polearm. So the first weapon will be Engulfing Lightning, which is the best polearm for Shogun. I tested with full stack of Musou Ishin but without any buff. As you can see here, we have the summary damage of Engulfing Lightning. Next, Primordial Jadewing Spear. So for Shogun, definitely the best choice is Engulfing Lightning, but if you do not have Engulfing Lightning, Primordial Jadewing Spear is the second best choice. It has a very constant crit rate for you, so your Shogun DPS will be very stable. And for other 5-star polearm like Skyward Spine and Staff of Homa is not really good on Shoguns. As you can see, the Harmonious Lance compared with the Skyward Spine, they dealt similar damage output. And for the best 4-star polearm, it would definitely be the Catch, and I believe that R5, the Catch will be deal much stronger damage output compared to the R1 Skyward Spine. So my recommendation here is, if you want Raiden Shogun be a strong character on your team, you are not required to pull for Engulfing Lightning. The Catch will do the job. Instead of trying your pulls to get Engulfing Lightning, I would suggest you to trying to pull for Constellation 2 Raiden Shoguns, and I will explain and demo about Shogun's Constellation in later section, just right after we analyze the artifacts. So we have done for the weapons, and now I'll be sharing with you the artifact set that Shogun could use. So I prepared 4 different combination artifacts for Shoguns that I think could work well for Raiden Shoguns. And I will be going to demonstrate damage output comparison from 4 different combination sets of artifacts, which are Emblem of Silver Fate, Thundering Fury set, Thunder with Attack, and Thunder with Noblesse. So as you can see from the result here, Emblem of the Silver Fate still the best artifact because it has the lowest stat among all the other artifacts, but it dealt a pretty good amount of damage. So my conclusion is go for the Emblem of Silver Fate artifact unless you are required to farm for other character and you don't have Emblem of Silver Fate artifacts and you just want to play Raiden Shogun and give us some random artifacts, then you can go for Thundering Furies plus 2 attack set pieces. And for the last section, we will going to talk about Shogun's Constellation. So for Shogun Constellation 1, it's just a buff to charge the Musou Ishin faster. Remember the seal thing on Shogun's back? So this buff is basically telling you that if your Electro character in your team that use Elemental Burst, you help Shogun charge Musou Ishin 80% more. So for other elements character, you will have 20% more charges for Musou Ishin. So let me show you how it works. So with C1, I could charge up Shogun's Musou Ishin by using 3 character Elemental Bursts. As you can see the summary here, before my Shogun is C1, I could only charge up 75% when I use up 3 characters Elemental Bursts from Sarah, Bennett and Xingqiu. But when my Shogun reached C1, she is able to reach up to 105% by using these 3 character elemental bursts. So every time I will only require to go through 1 round of all character elemental bursts to charge up my full charge of Musou Ishin with C1 Shogun. And as you can see here, Sarah is almost charging for Musou Ishin for twice the amount of C0. So C0 Shogun encourage your team to put 1 more Electro character for the team comp. Constellation 2 is pretty easy to understand. Musou Ishin will ignore 60% of the enemy's defense. And let me show you the difference. It has a significant damage buff, which is 53% in this example. C3 increased level for Musou Ishin. C4 elemental burst damage buff for all other characters. Exclude Raiden Shogun herself. C5 level unlock for elemental skills. C6 during Shogun's elemental burst duration. If your attack hits enemy, you will decrease the cooldown of other characters' elemental bursts, and you can decrease totally 5 seconds during Musou Ishin's duration, which means every 7 seconds you can use Albedo and Zhongli's elemental burst. So my personal suggestion here, if you are not a whale but a small dolphin like me who are able to buy monthly card and battle pass, and you have saved up a lot of primo gems to pull for Raiden Shogun's bow, then I would recommend you not to go for Engulfing Lightning but go for the C3 Raiden Shoguns. Instead of using 200 pulls for Engulfing Lightning, it's better for you to go for the C3 Raiden Shogun with the catch. So for the next video, I will do the best team comp for Raiden Shogun's bow, and I will do it very soon. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and you could check out the similar video series here, or you could check out other genres video here. Wish you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time.